Hi everyone, I'm Marc Lichtenfeld. Welcome to the first State of the Market of 2022. We officially made it through another year of chaos, turmoil, and cynical reboots of classic 80s and 90s films. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of my top stocks or other investing ideas in 2022. It's as simple as clicking the button below. In my Christmas video a few weeks ago, I said that Rivian was an electric vehicle stock with some real juice under the hood, and I still like these guys for the long term. But for 2022, I find myself looking to Rivian's great-great-granddaddy, Ford Motor Company. Historically, Ford was a pioneer of the automotive industry, creating the assembly line and putting dealerships in every city in America. But this isn't a video about my top stock of 1956. So, why am I talking about Ford in 2022? Well, the company has shown that it can keep pace with the best of the new generation of electric vehicles. Now, surprisingly, Ford has been making electric vehicles since 2011, a full 9 years before anyone even knew what COVID-19 was. But this year marks the highly anticipated release of the 5,000-pound all-American, all-electric F-150 pickup truck. This modern take on an American classic is going to do gangbusters. How do I know? Because it already is. Last week, Ford announced it was doubling production on the electric pickup truck to meet demand, sending the stock to a 2-decade high. The original F-Series is the best-selling vehicle in America and has been for the last 44 years. Now, imagine that truck could tow up to 10,000 pounds of cargo, double as a backup generator in emergencies, and go 0 to 60 in just 4.4 seconds. As one excitable young test driver put it,
"This sucker's quick."
Now, if I'm being honest, I've never been a Ford fan. I've never trusted Ford with either my family inside one of their vehicles or with my investment dollars. I'm old enough to remember the Ford Pinto scandal in the 80s. Back then, the Pinto's gas tank had a nasty habit of exploding if you looked at them the wrong way. The company's bean counters realized that it would be cheaper to simply pay off the families of drivers killed by exploding Pintos than to recall the cars. And Ford has had several other scandals over the years, including faulty ignition switches and tires that fall off the car if you went too fast. But the exploding gas tanks and detachable tires are more than a few decades in the past. And as Rocky Balboa said,
Everybody should change.
and so do management teams. And I won't hold today's management accountable for the explosions of those that came before them. And it looks like the market shares my sentiment. This year, Ford's earnings are expected to grow 5% to $1.99 per share. Now, 5% is nothing to write home about, but we're looking at forecasted growth of 15% in each of the following 2 years. The stock surged on the F-150 production news. Even at the new high price, it's only trading at about 12 times forward earnings. That compares to the S&P's 21 times forward earnings, so the stock is still cheap. Now, if you're a veteran to this channel, you know I'm all about finding those strong, stable dividends. So how does Ford stack up? Well, when the pandemic struck in 2020, Ford battened down its hatches and eliminated its dividend entirely. Up until then, it had been paying shareholders 15 cents per share quarterly. The dividend is back now after Ford reinstated it at 10 cents per share in Q4 of 2021. That comes out to a yield of 1.6% today. Now, that's okay, but hardly top stock material in my book. But I expect that to change. In 2019, before the pandemic, Ford generated about $10 billion in free cash flow and paid shareholders $2.4 billion in dividends. This year's earnings are forecast to be the highest it's been in 5 years, increasing again in 2023. Free cash flow should follow, providing sacks of cash for Ford to raise its dividend in the future. I wouldn't be surprised by 2023 if shareholders are earning a 4% yield on today's prices, and more importantly, I expect Ford stock to shoot even higher as a result. So, even with my previous distrust of Ford, I think it's one of the best places to put your money in 2022. America loves trucks, particularly the F-150, and America loves to go fast. A pickup truck that goes fast and can restore power to your house during a blackout is going to be wildly popular, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ford needs to increase production yet again. The electric F-150 is a price leader and has better brand recognition than competitors. It's going to be a game changer on the road and could be for your portfolio as well. That's it for today's episode. For more income and wealth building ideas, check out my free e-letter, Wealthy Retirement. Just click on the link in the description. Thanks for watching State of the Market. I'm Marc Lichtenfeld. I'll see you next week.